Hi, welcome to MageSpace, where we take ancient magic and ground it in modern understanding to live lives of purpose, fulfillment, and fun. In today's video, I'm answering a question about balancing the four elements: fire, air, earth, and water. What does balanced elemental energy look like? What does unbalanced elemental energy look like? Can you make a video explaining what all the elements look like balanced, under, and overcharged within a person, how that manifests in their life, how to gain conscious control over it once aware of it, and if you have any opinions on Holosync, Hemisync, or gateway tapes in conjunction with entering deep theta, delta, or gamma for ritual practice? So let's dive in. The four elements of the ancients are duplicated conditions of heat and dryness, fire, heat and moisture, air, cold and dryness, earth, and cold and moisture, water. These four elements are often represented by wands, swords, pentacles, and cups. You'll find these in the tarot, and many mages who practice the LBRP will often include these physical tools in the ritual. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere and practicing a classical version of the LBRP or LIRP, a knife is placed in the east, a wand is placed in the south, a cup in the west, and a pentacle in the north. Let's take a closer look at each element. Fire is your wand. It's the vital essence that animates your body. It's the spark in your soul, the passion, the zest, the inspiration. Fire is the energy of existence. It stands for optimism, confidence, and hope. Fire is movement. Air is your sword, and air is very close to ether or spirit. The word spirit in Hebrew relates to the word breath, and the word for spirit and the word for wind are the same. Air is logic, it's reasoning, it's intellect, it's speaking words out into the air. Water is our cup. It represents our love, our emotions, our psyche, intuition, dreams, the realm of the unconscious. In many ways, water is who we are because most of our life is shaped by unconscious programming, which is why the rituals of magic use visualization and chanting to get past the conscious mind and permeate the deeper layers of the subconscious and unconscious. One of the differences between magic and self-help is that the rituals of magic go deeper than your conscious mind. You can stare at yourself in the mirror and say, "I like myself," as many times as you want, but that really only affects your consciousness on a surface level. It doesn't produce lasting change. With rituals, magic with the K rituals, the words vibrated in sacred languages, languages you don't normally use consciously in your everyday life. The movements and the visualizations, they go deeper and they stick. These rituals work through all the layers of your consciousness and create lasting change. And to your conscious mind, this looks like magic. You'll be walking around one day and a thought you've never noticed before suddenly unlocks the answer you've been waiting for. You'll be connecting with a person and a wave of genuine joy will wash over you and you'll feel that sense of oneness. Old habits drop off. Things in your life are just flowing better, and it all appears to be happening and unfolding in this serendipitous, magical way. That's the power of ritual. That's the power of magic with a K. Now, water and fire work hand in hand. All of these elements work hand in hand in health. If fire is the spirit force giving life to the universe, then water is the love that allows the soul to receive the fire force. And let's not forget about earth. Earth is our pentacle, representing the material world. So our physical health, our finances, the physical environment around our physical bodies. All of these elements work together in a wonderful interwoven way when a person has balanced and integrated their fire, their air, their earth, and their water. The Lesser Banishing Ritual, the Pentagram, and the Lesser Invoking Ritual, the Pentagram, are rituals that work with the four elements and balance the four elements within ourselves. So to answer one of your questions, the LBRP and LIRP are ways to gain conscious control over the elements. And speaking of questions, if you have any that you'd like me to cover in future videos, drop them in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this breakdown of the elements, please tap like to help the channel grow and hit subscribe so you don't miss upcoming videos. And now to answer your second question, let's talk about what the elements look like balanced and unbalanced. Fire. When you have healthy fire energy that is well balanced by the other elements, you feel vital, you feel creative, you're magnetic, you feel that jovial bounce in your step. Problems don't seem like problems because you feel vital. You are confident. Healthy fire to water is warrior poet vibes. Vital, enthusiastic, assertive, confident yet kind, empathetic, calm, relaxed, and creative. It's having dreams and knowing what to do with them. It's being the visionary and the builder. It's feeling energized during the day and dreamy, mellow, and creative at night. Too much fire leads to burnout. Enthusiasm turns to anxiety. Assertiveness becomes domineering. Vitality sours to an angry ambition. Little things start irritating you. It's an emperor, a king, a CEO who works 14-hour days, only cares about money and power, and has lost the idealistic water of their youth that once yearned to make the world a better place. Now, the flip side of that, too much water, too little fire, that can make a person more emotional than they probably want to be. With balanced water to fire, you'll feel joy. But pour too much water on that joy, and it'll melt to sorrow. The astral waters of the subconscious and unconscious can be illusory places. Floating around in the water too much leads to identifying with your emotions and being dragged left and right by the treacherous and tumultuous currents of the raw, emotional waters. Having an excess of water can be frustrating. All these creative ideas might be coming to you, but you have no idea what to do with them. There's not enough fire igniting the actions to create. Air. Now, air is your sword. It's sharper than fire. I like to think of my air, my sword, as the refined energy of my water and fire working together. Air is speech, and our speech and the quality of it rises and falls based on the power of our wand and the capacity of our cup. In my experience, air starts working against a person when the fire and water are out of whack. When energy is low, when you're either burnt out or flooded, the thinking mind still wants to keep on thinking, and it tends to drift and wander into the territory of toxic thought, the three-T'd triangle of trash manifestations, where rumination thrives and clarity dies. When the air overtakes the other elements, you start overthinking. You start self-sabotaging with fear-based logic. It's like watching the news all day and being too afraid to leave the house because every possible thing that could go wrong is wheeling through your mind like a hamster. Hamsters love samsara. Worry is a wheel. By the way, to quick answer another question, someone with a first language other than English commented in one of my videos, and they are a bit unclear as to why I sometimes, but not all the time, pronounce the H in WH words and what the correct English pronunciation is. Based on a quick Google search, no, you are not supposed to pronounce the H in most modern English pronunciations. The WH sound is now a single W sound for most English speakers due to a linguistic phenomenon called the whine-whine merger. While the H was once pronounced in Old English as a distinct HW sound like a breathy H followed by a this distinction is lost in the majority of dialects today, with the exception of some regional accents like those in Scotland, Ireland, or the southern US. Okay, well, I'm not from any of those places. I use the H sometimes because it brings me joy. Playing with words for artistic effect is fun. For example, Cool Whip. Back to air. When air is balanced, you have control of your sword. Your thinking is clear, your logic is sound, your speech is precise and purposeful. You can cut through the tall grass of mental clutter and see the path before you, and the path before you is on the ground, Earth. When Earth is healthy and balanced, you feel physically good. I've been speaking about these four elements in linear fashion because that's how we communicate verbally in the realm of space-time. But the way these elements work together is more like a circle and less like a line. Mental and emotional toxicity creates blockages that calcify in the body. So the mental and emotional state affects the physical state. Having said that, if you take your physical body outside for a walk, you're going to have higher thoughts and experience higher feelings than you would if you were hunched over in a dark corner stroking your precious. These elements work together in a circular flow, and it's all happening simultaneously. Earth is physical health, finances, career, friends, and community. One of the best ways to improve your relationships is to feel better. When you feel good, you want to connect with other people. When you're in a magnetic state, other people want to connect with you. A vital, healthy mage is like a loaf of freshly baked bread. Everyone wants to be in that kitchen. Earth, your physical body, is the vehicle for spirit. When your earth is balanced, your body acts like a vehicle, not a roadblock. An effective earth balance check-in is noticing how heavy or light you feel. If you feel grounded yet sprite, that's a healthy earth balance. If you feel lethargic and lazy, that's an excess of earth. If you feel ungrounded, light, and flighty, that's not enough earth or too much air. And look around you. Do you like what you see? Do you have enough food? Are you safe where you live? Do you have physical people in your life to share love and cups with? You'll know when your earth is balanced and when your earth is unbalanced. To answer your last question, if you have any opinions on Holosync, Hemisync, or gateway tapes in conjunction with entering deep theta, delta, or gamma for ritual practice. Okay, so binaural beats, HZs through the ears and into the brain. I don't know all the science and how well that stuff works yet, but I listen to binaural beats a lot, and I do feel that they have benefited my trance-like states. Most of the time, I think it's better to do rituals with no sound and nothing in your ears, or a very soft sound like a hum to maybe drown out planes, trains, and dogs if you have thin walls. A small speaker at the other end of the room with a neutral singing bowl or static tone, something like that. For grounding meditations, I really like using the static Schumann frequency, 7.83. This is something I will be looking into further. It's not at the top of my list right now, but it will be unpacked soon enough. And hey, life's a circle, not a line, so maybe the science will come to me sooner than we think. But if binaural beats contribute to your growth and you notice a difference, then they work. A walk in the sun while mindfully listening to binaural beats is one of my absolute favorite things to do. That is all. Thank you for watching. Peace.